Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you're all doing well. I am Dr.Debbie Almontser. I am really pleased to take the opportunity today to just report back to you about the oral arguments that took place in the U.S. Supreme Court. Yesterday, on April 25th, I had the extraordinary opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and sit in the courtroom. Yes, your fellow sister, Yemeniya, getting the opportunity to be in the highest court of the land to hear a very important case affecting our community. I have to tell you that it was something that I had hoped that I would be able to do, and in the very last week before the oral arguments, I started to reach out to people and ask them if there was a way that I can get in. And the way that it goes is that the judges actually give people tickets. And so I contacted numerous people trying to get a few tickets for members of our community. But to no avail, I was not successful to get as many as I had hoped. But alhamdulillah, with Allah's grace, I was able to get myself a seat and be able to attend this extraordinary oral argument that basically decides the plight of our community as Yemeni Americans, as well as all the other countries that are on the Muslim ban, the 8 countries specifically. And so sitting there in the courtroom and looking around at the big pillars and looking at the black leather chairs where all the judges were going to sit, I just could not believe that this woman who came to the United States as a little girl is sitting in the highest court, ready to hear what they had to say about the Muslim ban. If somebody told me a week before that I was going to be sitting there, I would not have believed it, because this was very difficult for people to be able to get in. In fact, when I arrived and I saw the line of people that were lining up for 3 days in advance to be able to get into the court, I was absolutely shocked and in awe to see this dedication of people being out there and wanting to be a part of this. And it made me realize one thing. What it made me realize is that this case was very serious. That this was not something that just Yemenis and Syrians and Libyans and other people cared about, but many people cared about it, including people who are not Muslim, who wanted to be there and to hear what the judges had to say. And as I sat there and I listened to them, I left the courthouse feeling a knot in my stomach, because it was not what I had expected. There were a lot of questions that were being asked. There were things that were being said that made sense. Some did not make sense. But what I left understanding was that the judges didn't really know which way they were going to rule. And I have to say that I did not leave there feeling optimistic that they were going to abolish the ban, that they were going to discontinue the ban. What they basically kept doing was talking in circles and coming up with issues about it that really did not make me feel comfortable. And so what do I say to you, my brothers and sisters? Regardless of what the U.S. Supreme Court ruling will be, we have to continue standing firm and standing strong and making sure that our voices are loud and that we are in the spaces, that we are at the table and being a part of the decision making of what should happen to us as a community. And that we continue all of the incredible organizing that we have been doing, and to continue shine a light on the suffering of our community. I say this because this is the only way that change will happen. And this change will happen because we are not going to work by ourselves, but we are going to work with a collective of other organizations and communities that are affected by the ban, as well as communities that are not affected the ban, because simply this is unconstitutional. It's against our religious freedom, and it is simply immoral and wrong for it to be happening, whether in the United States or any other country. So I want to leave you with a message of hope and celebration. And that celebration, my brothers and sisters, is that we have become a community in the United States, not only in New York, but across the United States, to be reckoned with. We have proven ourselves time and time again by showing up and making our voices heard. We did that on February 2nd, 2017, with the bodega strike, where 1,000 stores were closed and 6,000 Yemeni Americans came out to Brooklyn Borough Hall in protest of the ban. We did this through the civic engagement, where we had a couple of congressional leaders back in last April, where we had congressional leaders and over 250 people from our community coming out to hear what do these judges have to, what do these congressional leaders have to say to our community about our needs and our issues. We did this, sisters and brothers, by all of the press conferences that we held last year when the Muslim Ban 2, the Muslim Ban 3 came out, where on the steps of Brooklyn Borough Hall last June, we got a call about the diversity visa winners from Malaysia and China and India who were suffering. And because of us standing out there and making our voices heard, we gave them hope. We gave them hope, and we were able to get lawyers to file a lawsuit on behalf of the diversity visa winners. In addition to that, we were able on October 18th, where we were a part of a collective of organizations and organizers from all over the United States, able to bring Yemeni Americans from all over the United States, as far as California and Tennessee and Mississippi, who came out, which I have to say that was also another moment that I was most proud of our community, because we were the largest community that turned out that day. And we sent a strong message that we are easily mobilized, and we come out and we support and we do what needs to get done to safeguard our community and other communities. And so that was an incredible moment where we came out and showed the world our voices by being there and being strong. And then more recently, when we heard of the visa denials on December 27th, we all collectively came out and organized and were out there in front of 26 Federal Plaza, demanding our rights and demanding for the visas of our family members in front of 26 Federal Plaza. I will never forget our community marching around 26 Federal Plaza and cheering on our heritage and who we are as a people as we marched around the whole entire building and came back. People came from all over parts of New York State, North Carolina, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Dearborn. It was truly an incredible moment. And so I want you to remember all of these moments where we've come together and we have showed our voices, made our voices heard, shown our presence. Those are the moments that I want you to keep in your mind as we go forward. And that is what we will continue to do, to struggle on behalf of our community. And we will be doing it. We will be leading the efforts, and we will be working with people who choose to work with us as partners, not as side partners, but as equal partners. And that's what I want us to do going forward, is see ourselves as equal partners in the struggle with communities that are struggling and that are organizing on behalf of many communities. We have the know-how. We are very, very dedicated to the cause, and I want you, brothers and sisters, to be confident in yourselves, to be confident in everything that we do, because we have shown time and time again that we can do this. And so I want you, going forward in the coming months, to be leaders in the community, to lead the charge on what impacts us in other impacted communities by the Muslim ban. And to never ever let anyone put you down or make you feel as if though you don't know what you're talking about. To be proud of who you are, where you come from, and what you have to contribute. And so I hope that this video will give you inspiration to know and understand that we will get through this. We will get through this together, and we will get through this with all of our incredible allies who showed up when we did the national bodega strike just this past Tuesday, where over 14 cities participated, and we were able to get media to come out and to cover our issues. And we had incredible interfaith allies and elected officials who were there and standing up on our community's behalf. And so together, brothers and sisters, we will make this happen. Continue being strong and being courageous, and know that you are not alone, and we will be able to do this and do it on behalf of our community, and most importantly, all of our children and our grandchildren. When 30 years from now and our kids and our grandchildren look back, they are going to be very happy to know that the Yemeni American community stood up and fought back for their rights. And inshallah, we will continue to do that. I have faith in you as you have faith in me. Inshallah, may Allah bless us and protect us and guide us in the best way possible. Assalamu alaikum.